Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Abby Varkalis.
And I'm Grant Mason.
Ready or not, the emergence of artificial intelligence is here, and one of its most rapidly emerging programs are chatbots like ChatGPT. SAU Weekly's Cooper Alt explains the challenges these chatbots pose to higher education.
ChatGPT is an AI chatbot that launched in November 2022 by OpenAI. Users can access it to answer questions about history or even tell a joke. But what happens when AI is so advanced that it can answer exam questions and even write essays? Goodbye, Wikipedia. Hello, ChatGPT. The new AI technology many in higher education fear could be used as a tool to plagiarize.
Technology moves so quickly, and the speed and the memory increase so dramatically means that there's always new possibilities.
Endless possibilities, in fact. We asked ChatGPT to write an essay on Joseph Conrad's message in the classic novel Heart of Darkness, and in seconds it gave us this, a miracle to some procrastinators that could come back to bite them.
If a student typed in a sentence that was too good to be true, I can recognize when the language is too good.
But in terms of using it as maybe a preparatory tool, I could see that as something positive.
Both Dr. Fenn and Dr. Monard agree that it could be used to generate ideas rather than directly copy them.
Seeing it as a tool that will help you rather than a tool that will interfere with the learning or substitute for learning is something that's something of an art to deal with, and I think the learning community will make adjustments.
But these adjustments could also come in the form of banning the site altogether, or finding other ways of combating it if it's clearly being used to plagiarize.
It might be harder to spot until we create a new technology that can then spot this particular technology because we're constantly innovating.
SAU's IT office says that they don't intend to ban the site on campus computers, but that there are ways to integrate tools that can detect plagiarism on our Blackboard system. This comes as OpenAI just released the new ChatGPT 4 that boasts more accuracy and can even describe images in pretty great detail. With SAU Weekly, I'm Cooper Alt.
Thanks, Cooper. The SAU Book Club kicked off their first fundraiser of the spring semester this week by hosting a bake sale in the BEEHIVE. 3 book club members sold sugar cookies, cake pops, and even used books to support their club. As one of the newest clubs to SAU members are eager to fundraise and prepare for future library collaborations and book-inspired events.
Since it is a new club, what we want to do with this money is be able to donate to other organizations in the future and be able to collaborate with libraries and host events with children and events that would just really benefit the community and promote literacy.
To support or get involved with the SAU Book Club, follow their Instagram page at SAU_book club and send them a direct message.
Earlier this year, St. Ambrose University partnered with Victory XR to introduce virtual and augmented reality in the classroom. This week, SAU Weekly's Claire So takes us to an art history class as they got the chance to travel back to ancient Greece.
From Victoria's waterfall of Zambia to the Parthenon of Greece, art history students at SAU have seen it all. And it's all thanks to virtual learning, as the university will soon be home to the world's first fully augmented reality campus.
With virtual reality learning, there's no need to imagine what a historical landmark might look like.
Oh my God, I'm actually in the theater of Pompeii.
The features that come with the headsets are endless, with settings like
the dinosaur flying the plane.
This learning environment is the perfect way for college students to get the most out of learning without leaving the classroom.
It was like you were there. You were actually there. I don't have to travel if I don't want to travel, but I can still experience and just sit there. Now, don't get me wrong, travel was great, and I would love to go and see it, but on a budget, this would be a great option.
SAU students feel privileged to get this learning opportunity.
So it was pretty cool to be able to experience that firsthand when it was something that I wasn't expecting to do.
Unlike reading from a textbook, the VR classroom shifts perspectives.
So you have a completely different mindset of what you're experiencing. You're actually seeing the ruins, you're actually seeing what's going on.
This technique of learning is rapidly growing as students continue to prove how it strengthens their studies.
Allowing me to be able to see sort of for like first-person experience rather than just looking at like pictures of these monasteries online. I was able to like actually kind of walk around and see what it would have been like had I actually been there.
Enhancing learning through the power of technology.
While these VR headsets are not replacing live classroom instruction or study abroad opportunities, SAU hopes to expand these VR programs to more majors soon. With SAU Weekly, I'm Claire So.
Coming up next, SAU Weekly's Ryan Schistel brings you what campus is buzzing about and what's the buzz.
This week, Ryan sits down with Tammy Norcross-Reitzler to discuss Francis at 10, an international conference taking place right here at St. Ambrose. We'll be right back.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up.
This weekend, the St. Ambrose community welcomes speakers from around the world to discuss the life and service of Pope Francis. SAU Weekly's Ryan Schistel has more, and what's the buzz?
This week, St. Ambrose University is hosting Francis at 10, an international conference celebrating 10 years of papacy for Pope Francis. Joining me today is event organizer Tammy Norcross-Reitzler. Tammy, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So my first question for you is, what can people expect from this pretty historic event?
Well, we are just really excited to bring people from across the country into St. Ambrose to learn about the impact that Pope Francis has had in the 10 years that he's been our Pope and our spiritual leader. So we have lots of variety, great prayer services and keynote speakers, and then also some concurrent sessions, which will be some of our own faculty will be sharing papers that they've written on Pope Francis' impact, but also people from across the country.
What was the planning process like for an event as big as the Papal Conference for St. Ambrose?
Yeah, we started actually, last year. It's been months we've been working on it. Dr. Paul Cook actually called a group together to start planning, and we had one of our board of trustees and alumni, Tom Higgins. I think it was really his brainchild that we celebrate this 10-year anniversary. And so he is a major sponsor of the event and kind of gave us that seed money to work on it. So we gathered like faculty and some staff and under Dr. Paul Cook's leadership and started kind of brainstorming what this could look like and getting a date set and then brainstormed like some keynote speakers. And they did a call for academic papers. So that went out to colleges and universities across the country. So lots of pieces kind of to fit together. Sophia Pierce Rogowski Center is phenomenal about, all the logistics that have to take place to have that many people on campus. We've been working with the diocese and the people there to help plan really special liturgies and prayer services in our chapel for the week. So yeah, lots of different parts and lots of different people pulling together all the pieces. Marketing and communication has been key to getting the word out and our advertising and the publications that we're using. So yeah, lots of people.
How is St. Ambrose hosting the Papal Conference good for the university?
I think we're the first conference that's celebrating the Pope's 10-year anniversary. And so I think we're getting a lot of recognition. It's been advertised in some national Catholic magazines. We've got great people coming. So I think bringing people to campus is always good for the university. And I think we're going to showcase our university and our chapel and our professors.
How important was it for the university to bring in different members of the church for the conference?
Yeah, we spent several meetings really brainstorming who to bring in. We wanted, we have the nuncio, who is the representative from the Vatican, so from Rome, that he represents the United States. to the Pope. So that was a big win, I guess, as we were asking people to come. And then a Cardinal Tobin is coming. But we also wanted some lay people who aren't necessarily part of the clergy. So we wanted women and men and kind of a variety. So that was all part of the process.
And then finally, overall, what would you say has stood out the most about the Pope's leadership in the church over the past 10 years?
Pope Francis, one of the things when he was elected, it was 10 years ago this week, and when he was elected, he was very humble, and he asked the people to pray for him. And so I think that was the sign that his papacy was going to be different than maybe in the past. And then he's just been really influential about challenging Catholics to care about the earth and to care about people on the margins. And also, he wants a leadership in the church that he calls it like a field hospital, like that's out among the people and caring for those on the fringes, on the margins. So those are all things that are really important, I think, to our college students and to us in the church. And then, last year we participated in that synod, which was the Pope really saying, I want to listen to the needs of the people. And so that process has been a style of his leadership, this leadership that really listens to all the people. And so I think those are all really significant things that we're going to hear about during the conference.
Well, Tammy, thank you so much for being here again. The Papal Conference runs this weekend, March 16th through the 18th. Anyone interested in learning more can go to sau.edu/Francis@10 for more information. For SAU Weekly, I'm Ryan Schistel.
Coming up next in sports, we recap the SAU dance and cheer team's historic wins at nationals. We'll also check out highlights from men's lacrosse. Join SAU Weekly's Alex Stepinski as we take you inside SAU athletics. Stay tuned.
The week after spring break is usually a time for reflecting on great times one had over vacation. But as Clay Sander found out, it's not exactly Florida everywhere.
Spring break 1990, the time when students fly south away from the cold Midwest to have some fun in the sun. I asked some St. Ambrose students what rollicking crazy things they did over spring break.
Well, I spent most of my spring break working, and I spent the other part trying to look for a full-time job when I graduate.
Well, I just went home and just had a really relaxing week, got away from all the school stuff, and didn't have to worry about a thing.
One question, what did you do over spring break? Must have been exciting.
I went to Texas, and then we came home from Texas, and then I went to Colorado.
Well, basically, I relaxed and did nothing. It was great.
What'd you do over spring break?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
But if you had the choice, what would you have done?
Done nothing but laid in the sun on a beach.
Would have you liked to go to Florida?
Probably if I would have had the funds to do so, but it was just nice to get away from school.
What would have you liked to done?
Not much. Nothing.
As you can see, these students are still recovering from the incredible, crazy stunts they pulled over this year's spring break. For TV 11 Dateline, I'm Clay Sander.
It was a historical weekend for the SAU cheer and dance teams, both headed to the NAIA National Championships in Michigan, trying to bring home the ultimate prize. That was the reaction from the cheer squad the moment they found out that they were national champions. The team buzzed through the competition, scoring 95.51 points overall, which is an NAIA record. The team ended the season by finishing first place in every competition they entered. After several years of coming close, this is the first cheer national championship in school history.
My freshman year, we got third. COVID year, we didn't get to compete the national championship, but then year after that, we got second by half a point. And then last year, when we were winning by first place, and then we ended up falling to third, so we kind of had struggles there, but then this year it kind of just finally all came together. So through all the ups and downs, man, it feels really, really good to finally just break through and make some history.
Freshman Martavius Odin made the NAIA competitive cheer All-American first team, as well as 6 other cheer members who were selected for All-American teams. The dance team also had a successful weekend. They scored 93.90 points to claim their 3rd national championship title. Morgan Fowle, Sydney Gardner-Offman, Sarah Gundacker, Allie Olson, Leah Zimmant were named first-team All-Americans. Ellie Schilling was a second-team All-American selection. To hear more from cheer and dance, be sure to check out Inside SAU Athletics later this month. The men's lacrosse team has won 3 of their last 4, looking to grab another win at home before spring break. The Fighting Bees returned to St. Vincent's on Saturday to take on the Midland Warriors. Matt Cortopassi starts off the Bees, scoring an attack with a buzzer-beater goal to put the Bees up at half 8-4. Next, Joey Curzo speeds down the field to connect on a shot on goal to the Bees on the board again. Then junior Tyler Yetka jukes past the defender for back-to-back Bees goals. Finally, Cole Danner connects on another goal, which seals the victory for Ambrose. This puts the Bees' record at 4-4 as they look forward for another win against Columbia College on March 24th. The Fighting Bees softball team took on Augustana Vikings this Wednesday at the St. Vincent's complex. Junior pitcher Emily Eckerson started out pitching attack with a heart down on the plate for a strikeout. Then Kayla Stanger hits a deep shot to left field to bring in freshman Reagan Enberg. They split the games with Augustana winning the first and losing the second. This now puts the Bees at 10-6 on the season. They look to take on Fort Lauderdale Eagles in their trip to Florida for spring break. That'll do it for sports. I'm Alex Stopinski.
That's all we have for you on this edition of SAU Weekly. We'll be back next week with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAUtv Facebook and Instagram pages for our newscasts, top stories, and more. You can also find them on the Hive at SAUthebuzz.com. Before we go, we'll leave you with this question. What are your spring break plans? Thanks for watching.
I'm flying to Alabama to go visit my best friend over spring break.
Well, I'm gonna go home and hang out with a lot of my friends and just relax, take the little relaxation I need after the long 8 weeks of school.
So over spring break, I'm probably gonna go hang out with my family and friends and just chill at my house since I'm not around as much over in school.
For spring break, I'm going to Florida, Sarasota. Just spend the week there, Thursday to Thursday, enjoy my time off.
Well, my plan over spring break is to go home and enjoy a home-cooked meal and kick back and relax with my family.
I'll be working at Grader's. It's an ice cream store in Winnetka. And then I'm also applying for an internship over the summer.
I'm going to Florida with the lacrosse team for spring break. I'm just going to be going home and doing nothing, honestly. Just taking a break from school and everything. Maybe, hopefully go to the dog park.